Yo, what's going on everybody? My name is Safely and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be going in a bit of a different direction. We're going to go on a little rant about microtransactions. Yes, you heard me right. We're going to go ahead and talk about the system implemented in Advanced Warfare that has played a big part in the downfall of the series. Now don't get me wrong, microtransactions have been around for a long time. They just weren't always in the form of supply drops. DLC, camos, stuff like that all fall under the title of microtransactions, but those were never a problem. As a matter of fact, supply drops would have never been a problem if they didn't cause weapons to be locked behind a paywall. As far as weapons go, Ghost was actually the very first COD to lock weapons behind a paywall. For those of you that don't remember, the Ripper and the Maverick were the very first weapons you had to spend real money on to unlock. The Ripper being a submachine gun and the Maverick being an assault rifle and sniper hybrid. Every single game after Ghost has included supply drops, and unfortunately, it looks like they're here to stay. Now, like I was saying before, I wouldn't have a problem with supply drops if it weren't for the fact that they caused weapons to be locked behind a paywall. When it gets to the point where my chance of getting a weapon is based on gambling my entire paycheck away, that's when I have a problem. Now, I know there are a few people who will just say, play the game and earn them that way, then you don't have to spend any money to begin with. And whilst that may be true, it's much more time consuming, and I will say that instant gratification does play a big role in my dislike for the paywall concept, but overall, it shouldn't be a concept to begin with. There are only two Call of Duties in my opinion that have ever done supply drops right, and those are Infinite Warfare and World War II. Both of those games allowed you to unlock weapons through progression rather than throwing your entire paycheck into a blender. I will say that in the past few months, World War II has been locking the last few snipers behind a paywall, but they do allow you to purchase them through contracts a few weeks after the initial release in supply drops, which in my personal opinion is better than having to chance it on supply drops. At the end of the day, as long as you're able to obtain weapons in a reasonable amount of time through progression, supply drops shouldn't be a problem. Now, we all know the worst game so far for microtransactions is 100% Black Ops 4. There is no progression whatsoever when it comes to unlocking new weapons. All of them are locked behind supply drops, forcing players to either grind ungodly amounts of hours for a chance to potentially not even receive the new weapons, or to spend hundreds of dollars on supply drops to potentially not even receive the weapons you want. I'd like to say that the community has made it clear that a system like this is purely unacceptable and is something that we as fans of the franchise will no longer stand for in the future. There is no way in hell that I personally am ever going to be okay with spending $2 on a red dot site logo. The future, however, actually seems that it may be promising in reference to Modern Warfare. As hard as it may be to take Activision's word, there has been an announcement that they have taken a new approach on microtransactions, making it easier for players to receive new content. I personally am hoping that if they do decide to add supply drops, that the system is similar to that of Infinite Warfare, as long as it doesn't involve me spending real money on a game that should only cost me $60. I've always wondered why Activision could never get the microtransaction system right. There have been plenty of games to enact this method of loot boxes or supply drops with little to no problems. However, Activision on the other hand can't seem to take any feedback from the community to help themselves with this issue. I really hope that the developers realize that the gameplay isn't what's killing the franchise. It's the money-hungry investors that are enforcing these unforgiving methods of microtransactions in order to get a couple extra millions in their pocket. One thing is for sure, if Activision doesn't fix the way they implement their microtransactions, it will lead to the inevitable death of what was once a beloved franchise. The whole Call of Duty fanbase never truly started complaining about the games until microtransactions were actually introduced in the form of supply drops. Locking weapons away and being unable to actually get them without spending real life money is absolutely ridiculous. I won't stand for that. I know plenty of other people won't as well. Even though I do say that, I have spent hundreds of dollars on games like World War II and BO4. I'm not proud to say it. I know people that have spent thousands, and it's honestly ridiculous. There's no reason that I should have to spend thousands of dollars on what should originally be a $60 game in order to get a sniper, a virtual weapon. I shouldn't have to spend that much money. Being able to spend my entire paycheck and not get a sniper or weapon that I want is absolutely ridiculous. I am never going to be okay with that, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people, especially YouTubers, that are always going to spend the money to get the new snipers because that's content, and it allows you to enjoy the game a little bit more because it's something different, but that to me will never be acceptable. Anyway guys, I know this video was a little short, but I do hope that you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you are new. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe.